Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for Little Boy, and this movie stars Jacob Salvati, Kevin James, David Henry, Tom Wilkinson, Emily Watson, Michael Rappaport, and Ted Levine, and Kerry Hiroki Tagawa. And yeah, before I begin, though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those of you to actually watch the film and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning because as usual I did. So yeah, Little Boy. So yeah, the movie Little Boy, as usual, quick synopsis, narrates. So basically, you have like this 7 or 8 year old kid, played by Jacob Salvati. And his name is Pepper or Piper, I believe. Yeah, Pepper Flynn Busby. Um, his name is Pepper Flynn Busby, and his dad has to go. And it's World War II, I believe. Yeah, World War II, because that's when they used the atomic bombs. Um, it's World War II, and his dad has enlisted into the army and is sent to fight out in the war. One day, this officer, militia officer, comes by to his house and tells his mother, and his mother then tells him that his father has gone missing. He's not dead because his corpse hasn't been found, but he's not dead. And then he comes up with the idea, this little boy, that he needs to find. He wants to find his dad. He wants to find his dad. He wants to get his dad back. So it kind of has a religious theme, semi-religious theme. The local priest tells him that he needs to, yes, he has to do this list of 7 things, in order to hopefully get his dad back. And one of the major points of that list is that he has to be friends with this Japanese guy, called Hashimoto. Of all the Japanese names, it's probably like one of the most racist names when you think about it, because Hashimoto. Let's just think about it. It's a really common Japanese name when you really think about it. Hashimoto. Obviously, with what's going on, he doesn't really with World War II going on, Pearl Harbor, he really doesn't want to be friends with a Japanese guy. His older brother, played by David Henry, completely dislikes the idea. You also have some family problems with Kevin James, the local doctor, um, somehow ending up marrying his mom, kind of forcefully marrying the mother. His mother, played by Emily Watson. You also have the town bully, which is, I think, one of the major negatives, which really pissed me off. I'll get to that later. And Kevin James actually pissed me off in the movie too. Um, I'll get to that later. So he has to deal with all these issues at the same time. He wants to get his dad back, and due to the fact that he has so much faith, he somehow gets his dad back. And there's probably going to be a fan theory out there already due to one of the scenes that was actually in the trailer. The scene in question right now is the fact that he stands in front of this mountain and he tries to move it, because that's one of the major points. He's trying to move everything, so he tries to move it, and all of a sudden there's this earthquake. And some people believe that he did move the mountain. Some people say he didn't move the mountain, that the earthquake would have happened regardless. So there's probably already a small time conspiracy theory, fan theory out of that. Um, yeah. So the movie, for the most part, was actually pretty solid in my opinion. It was actually pretty solid. Um, had good character development. You actually do care for this kid, and you do want to see him succeed. Against all odds, you do want to see him succeed. Um, so I did like how they developed the character, and not just him, but they did develop like some of the main characters, such as Hashimoto, his brother, his mother, and even his father. Like, they didn't show him that much, but his father also did play an important role throughout the film. From the when we saw him down in World War, I don't know, Japan or Germany or wherever he was caught fighting. And you do want the dad to kind of escape, and come back to this kid. And I think that is the major positive. Now, there is a bit of a religious backdrop, kind of a religious back burner theme. You do feel like the religious theme, and I do like it because they don't really shove it in your face. They mention it every here and there, but it's not really shoved in your face completely, and it's not really shoved down your throat, which I really did enjoy. Again, really well acted and really well written. My my major issues. First off, Kevin James had no reason to be in this film. I mean, Kevin James, I don't like him as an actor. Yes, he did Paul Blart. The first one was pretty decent. The second one was just so terrible, for God's sakes. Um, Kevin James, he's done Grown Ups and whatnot. And I think he has some good movies. He's hit and miss for me. Hotel Transylvania. I know the sequel is gonna come out pretty soon. That was actually a pretty decent animated movie. Again, the sequel is gonna come out soon, so I don't know how the second one's gonna be. But the first Mall Cop was decent. The second one was garbage. Grown Ups, I really just don't like those movies. So he's kind of hit and miss. And here his character really had no reason to be here. His character is the father to the little boy's bully, which is another thing that pissed me off, and I'm gonna explain in a couple seconds or in a minute or whatever. And he's a father to the bully, and really the only reason he's actually there is, I guess, to create tension between the family, or the two families. But really, I think aside from really, there's really no reason for him to be in the film at all. His character really didn't bring anything to the. Aside from maybe a bit of tension every here and there, his his character really didn't bring anything to the story. It was kind of just an add-in. Now, his son in the film, his son really, and also, actually, no, before I also finished with Kevin James, I didn't really think Kevin James did all that well in his part. I think his part could have been played by anybody. Maybe if someone else more experienced or better, or who was a better actor than him would have portrayed the part, and maybe the character would have been better, but I don't know. Now, his son was his son. Okay, the acting for his son, whoever portrayed his son, it was actually pretty decent. I'm gonna admit it is pretty decent. The thing that pissed me off about his son was just the age difference. You have the main character, the little boy, this Pepper kid, and he's like 7 or 8 years old. You have his son. You have Kevin James' son in the film or whatever. The bully, and this bully is like 10, 11, 12 years old. He's not a teenager yet. If anything, he's a 13-year-old. I'd be surprised if he was anything older than 13-year-old, than a 13-year-old. But he's about somewhere between the ages of 10 and 13. To be more specific, I'd have to say maybe 12. So yeah, and that's what really pissed me off. That you have this 12-year-old bullying a 7-year-old. That's like a 5-year age difference gap. That really pissed me off because it's like, couldn't he just pick on someone his own size, or couldn't they have made the bully? First off, could they have done without the bully? Possibly, I do think they possibly could have done without the bully. There was already too much going on. And that is a minor complaint that sometimes there is a bit too much going on, but still, the bully he did bring a bit of more attention to the story, so whatever. But he's like 12 years old. He's bullying the 7-year-olds, and like if we were gonna make a bully, couldn't he have been like, again, also like 7 or 8 years old, a bigger 7 or 8-year-old, or maybe even a 9-year-old, no more than 10 years old, no more than a 2-year age difference. But no, he's like 12. He's just taking advantage of his powers. I really didn't like that, and it really put me wrong way. I'm like, I really didn't. I know you're supposed to dislike the character or whatever, but it just really put me in a bad mood. The fact that a 12-year-old is going after a 7-year-old and trying to bully them, making fun of them, and then they make fun of his size. And I'm just thinking, he's like, because in the film they don't really say, but they imply the fact that he's about 4'2" or something like that, like 4 feet, somewhere between 4 feet and 4 feet and 4 feet 6 inches or whatever. They kind of imply, and I'm like, and they say that's too short. I'm like, I was about that size at 7 or 8. It's not really that short, so yeah. It's the complaints of him being too short. I really don't see, like, for the movie, I really don't see how he could be too short. For me, he looks pretty average sized for his age. He looks pretty well. He looks average sized for his age. He's not too tall. He's not too small. He's average sized for his age, in my opinion. Maybe that's just me personally, but I think he's average size for his. So yeah. So the bullying situations didn't really make sense. Yes, he was bigger than him, but then again, he he's older than him too, so it's kind of an unfair advantage. So I really didn't like that whole aspect of the film. And then Kevin James really had no reason to be there. He really didn't add anything to the story, and he could have been portrayed by almost anybody, the character. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10. There were some character issues I did have, especially with the two main antagonists, because they really had no purpose, and they were just it was just kind of weird. But I did like the story behind it. I did like how this kid developed a friendship with a Japanese guy, Hashimoto, which if you knew all what was happening in America, World War II, you had the Great Depression, or they were coming out of the Great Depression, but still, and people weren't really liking Japanese people at that point because of Pearl Harbor. So yeah, I mean the writing and the acting are still pretty solid, and the religious theme, the background religious theme was actually pretty good because they didn't shove it in your face that much. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Aside from that, comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. And like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.